Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we'll be building a video player with vanilla JavaScript. We are going to add some basic functionalities of a video player that can be useful in building a video website, like using the file API to access user storage and retrieving some files from the user storage. And we are going to go over how to play a video, pause a video, increase the volume, stop it, some basic functionalities of a video player. Now, before we start writing some code and building this project, I just want to show you how this video player works. So I'm going to upload some files into the browser, and the video is going to load. So we have this video gallery here where all the videos inside the folder we uploaded is going to show. And the first video in the gallery is what we have here. So I can click play and it's going to play. I can next it and I can come back to the previous video. I can also stop it. I can take it forward from the duration bar, and I can take it backward. I can come over to the video gallery here and click on a particular video and it's going to start playing. I can over on this volume icon here and increase the volume and decrease the volume. And when you get to the end, it's going to start from the beginning. So this is what we'll be building, guys. I hope you enjoy this and let's dive in. So I have my HTML file, my CSS file, and my JavaScript file. My JavaScript file is empty. My CSS file has some styling, pretty much styling. So I don't want to type everything out because I don't want this video to be too long. And I have my HTML and I'm just going to go over some of the stuff here. So this is my font awesome script because I'm using font awesome classes, and this is the file element input, and I have some attributes multiple. This multiple will allow us to accept more than one file, and this accept here is going to accept any video format. And I'm using this visually hidden to hide the file input, then setting these four attributes to the IDS so we can activate the file input just by clicking on the label. And if you go through the styling, you are going to understand this. I expect anybody watching this video to have basic knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this is my video container, and this is the duration, the controls like the play btn, the next and previous button, the volume. This is the gallery. This is where all the videos are going to show. I call it all videos container, and this is just what we have for the HTML. And I'm not going to go over the styling. I commented some stuff here. I'm just going to remove it. All the styling I commented here, I don't need it. So I'm just going to save, and I'm going to open this in live server. So we're going to see what this looks like. Some and this is not responsive. You can make it responsive, but I don't want to make it responsive. I just choose to leave it like that. So this is the way the video player looks. So we're going to start typing the HTML, JavaScript. So I'm just going to make this smaller for now, and I'm going to minimize it. So I'll come to my script.js, and first I'm going to start by selecting the UI variables. I'm going to say UI variables, and I want things to be a little bit organized. So I'm going to put all my variables in an object. So I'm going to say const UI vars, and I'm going to start by selecting the video element, and I'm going to say get element, and I'm going to pass in the ID of get element, and I'm going to pass in the ID of video. Now this function to select the HTML from the DOM does not exist, so I'm going to create it. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to create a function. going to create a function. I'm going to call it get element. I'm going to pass in a parameter of ID here. And inside that function, I'm going to return document dot get element by ID. And I'm going to pass in the ID. Save. So I'm going to continue bringing all my UI variables. So I'm going to take the duration count. I'm going to set to get element, get element, get element, and I'm going to pass in the ID of duration count. Excuse me. And I'm going to bring in the duration bar container, duration bar container. I'm going to set it to get element, and I'm going to pass in duration bar container for the ID. That's the ID we have in the HTML. And I'm going to select the duration bar itself. I'm just going to take the duration count and change it to bar. And I'm going to get the element that an ID of duration bar, and I'm going to take the play btn, and it has an ID of play, and I'm going to select the play icon, and I'm going to select it. It has an ID of play icon, and I'm going to select the volume icon. But I'm going to select a lot of things from the DOM. So get element, and I'm going to select it to the ID of volume. It should be string volume icon. I also want the stop btn get element, and I believe it has an ID of stop. So I also want the next btn, the ID of next, and I'm going to select the prev btn, and it has an ID of prev. I also want the file. So I'm going to set to get element, and it has an ID of file. It has an ID of file elements. Then lastly, I want the all videos container. So I'm going to say all videos, and I'm going to set to get element, and I'm going to pass in the ID of all videos container. So these are all our UI variables. So what do we want to do? We want to be able to load the files into the DOM first. So we are going to do that. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to put a comment down, event listeners, and I'm going to call a function. I'll call it event, and here we are going to load all our events. So I'm just going to call this function below here. I'm going to call it, and the first event we are going to have is the event to load files into the DOM. So I'm going to select the videos, to load files, load videos event. I'm just going to call it load video event. Then I'm going to say UI vars dot file dot add event listener. I want to listen for a change event. So We're going to listen for a change event, and when that event fires off, we're going to call a function called load videos. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to say load videos, and I'm going to create the function load videos. And what do you want to do? So I'm going to define a variable called file, and I'm going to set it to I'm going to convert the files we are fetching to an array. So I'm going to say file, I'm going to say array dot from. And if you want to know more about this file file element API, you can look at documentation on MDN. So I'm going to say UI vars dot file dot 5. So now that I've been able to get the files, I'm going to loop through it, and I'm going to say 5 I'm going to say 5 dot for each. I can actually use for each now because it's an array. This should be 5. Let's call this 5 because there are more than one. So for each file, what do you want to do? So for each file, we are going to create an element. We are going to create for each file. We are going to create a div with video and the title of the video, and we are going to position it inside this all videos container. So let's do that. So I'm just going to say const div, and this div I'm going to use backticks, and I'm just going to go to my HTML, and I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to copy one of this, yeah, and I'm going to paste it, but I'm going to remove yeah, I'm just going to leave this like this. So I'm going to edit the source. I'll remove this, and I'll put in my dollar symbol, and I'm going to set this to file dot webkit, and all these properties I'm using, you can find them on the documentation. Webkit relative path, I'm going to add /n, and I also want to put a dot and slash before here, and I'm going to set this to file dot name. I'm just going to save this. So what I want to do, I'm going to log. Let's just log this file because I know some people are not going to understand what I'm doing. So let's log these files. So I'm just going to console.log files, and I'm going to open my browser. Now try to upload some videos. Let me just open my console. So if I open my videos and upload, you see, so we have an array of files. So each file has a property of name. So that's what I'm setting the p tag to. Each file has the property of name. It has the WebKit relative path. So you see WebKit relative path. So this is the path to the video. So this is where the video tag is going to look and generate the video for us. So that's what I'm doing, and you see the last modified. You can use this to add more advanced features to the video player, but I'm just going to use the name and the WebKit creative part. So I'm just going to close this, and I'm going to remove this. So what do you want to do next? I'm going to get the all videos container, get elements. we already have it here. So all videos containers. I'm going to say UI var dot all videos. We want to set the inner HTML, and want to append the div to it. And if I come to my HTML, I'm setting the play button to be disabled by default. So when I load some files, I want to set the play btn from default, from disabled uh, to I want it to start working. So I'm going to say UIVerse dot play btn, and I'm going to set disabled to false. Yeah. So I'm going to save this, and I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take the UI dot video, and I'm going to set the source attribute. I want the source attribute, uh, and I'm going to set it to uh, uh, I'm going to say videos. Oh, I don't think that's time for doing that, so I'm just going to remove this. So let's just see. Let's save this and let's try it out to see if the videos are going to load here. So I'm going to uh, upload it, upload, and it's working. It's loading here. So we also want it to load here too, or want the first video to load here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to uh, I'm going to I'm going to create a variable with the let keyword, and I'm going to set it to video index. It's going to be 0 by default. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say UI vars dot video dot set attribute, and I want to set the source attribute, and to I'm going to take the um videos, and I'm going to set the video index. Then I'm going to do dot path, and I also want to create a videos array. So I'm going to have a videos array here, an array of videos, and for each videos I'm going to push. So I'm going to say videos dot push, and I'm going to push in an object with the path. So we're going to have path, and the path is going to be, I'm going to use backtick, and I'm going to set it to uh, the WebKit relative path we have here. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to set we also want the slash n, and this should be forward slash, yeah, forward slash. Change this to forward slash, and it's going to have a name, and the name is going to be file dot name. Yeah. um get rid of this and save. Yeah, so what I'm actually doing is that I'm setting the source of the video to the first. I'm pushing the let me just go open my console one more time. Okay, I'm just going to log this again. just going to come over here and going to CLG 5. So let's just log in 5 again and let's try to upload something. So when I click upload, let's just ignore that error. So when I click upload, I'm actually pushing all these. I'm pushing 5.name and the WebKit relative part into this array. So I'll be using I'm setting the this I'm setting this video, this container here, this video. I'm setting it to the first video in the array. So I'm using video index, which is currently 0, and I'm setting it. Remember, we can access um, property by using the index of an array. So I'm setting this video index I have here as the index of the array, and I'm selecting the path. So the path is going to be the directory that the video is located in my computer. So that's what I'm doing. And you see now when we load the files, we are having the video here, but if I do anything, it's not going to work because we have to start adding the other functionalities. So I'm just going to come over here. The next thing we want to do is to be able to play the video, and to do that, I'm going to add I'm going to take the play btn. So I'm going to put down a comment here and say play and pause button event. I'm going to take the UI vars dot play the play button, and I'm going to add an event listener, and we're going to listen for a click event. And when that event fires off, I'm going to call the function called play video. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to create the function play video, and I'm going to come here, and above the play video, I'm going to call a function called, I'm going to say function play pause, and inside this play pause function, I'm going to use an if statement. I'm going to say if UI vars dot play btn dot class list dot contains, if it contains fa play font, it's a font awesome class for play button. If it contains fa play, then what do I want to do? I want to select the videos. I'm going to say UI vars dot video, and there's a function called play. So I'm going to call play. And I also want to change the play icon to from play to pause. So and this should be play icon. So this should be the icon. Play icon. And I'm going to say UI vars dot play icon dot class list dot replace, and I'm going to replace fa play with fa pause. So I'm going to say fa pause, and we are going to flip this. I'm going to say else, and I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to flip what we did here. I'm going to copy this. There's a function called pause, and when we pause it, we want to change fa play to fa pause, and change this to fa play. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to call this function play pause function and save. So let's try this out. I'm going to load some files. Let's just wait for it to load, and I'm going to click the, and you see the video starts playing. But notice the duration is not moving because we have not added it. So I'm going to pause it, and it's paused, so it's working. So let's continue. uh yeah, so let's continue. So next thing we want to do, we want to be able to update the duration of the video. So I'm going to come over here and add an event listener for that. I'm going to say video time update event, because that's the event we are going to listen for. So I'm going to say UI vars, and we are going to put this event listener on the video. So when the time of the video updates, um, that event listener is going to fire off. So when the video starts playing, so I'm going to do dot add event listener, and I'm going to use time update and I'm going to set the duration. um not set the duration, I'm going to call a function called set duration. Name is kind of weird, I know, but and we're going to come over here and define that function. I'm going to do it under the play video function. So I'm going to say function set duration. And what do we want to do? So when we click the play button, as the video starts playing, we want the duration to start counting. So what I'm going to do, we are going to get the minutes and we're going to get the seconds. So I'm going to let's just put a comment here first. So I'm just going to say set duration, and I'm going to put another comment. I'm going to say minutes, get minutes and seconds. And I'm going to say const. I'm going to declare a variable. I'm going to set it to minutes, and it's going to be math dot flow, and we are going to pass in the UI variables, UI vars, and we want the video, and there's a property called current time. And if you check documentation on MDN on the video tag element, you're going to see all this. So I'm just going to set this to current time. This should be T, current time, and we are going to divide it by 60. And for the seconds, I'm just going to say seconds. We're going to set it to math.floor, and we're going to pass in UI vars dot video dot current time. I'm going to get the current time again, but this time I'm going to subtract the minutes from it, and we're going to multiply it by 60. Yeah, so we're going to move on, and I'm going to put a comment here, say set duration text content to minutes and seconds. So I'm going to say UI vars dot duration count, while duration count. I'm going to set the text content. So I'm going to use backtick, and I'm going to say minutes. So I'm going to set to the minutes, and I'm going to use to string and to pad start, and I'm going to explain this. Pad start, I'm going to pass in 2 for the first value, and I'm going to pass in 0, a string of 0 for the second value, and I'm just going to do the same for the minute. So I'm just going to copy this for seconds. I'm going to copy this and paste, and I'm going to change this to seconds. And the reason why I'm using this pad start is because I'm setting it to, so if um, there's only one value, it's going to add this 0 to it. So if there's one value, it's going to make it 2 value. That's what this pad start is doing. You can also use pad end to add to the end. So yeah, and I'm going to set the progress bar next. So I'm going to set progress bar, and I'm going to say UI vars dot duration bar dot style dot want the width, and we are going to set this to, I'm going to use template retrieve, and I'm going to say bar length. But before that, I have to define bar length. So I'm just going to pass bar length, and I'm going to come up here. I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say um, get progress bar. Excuse me, get progress bar, and I'm going to set this to const bar length, and I'm going to set this to UI vars dot duration bar container dot client width. So we want the client width, can't type, and I'm going to multiply it by I'm just going to put a bracket here, and I'm going to multiply it by UI vars dot video dot current time, and I'm going to divide it by the duration. So I'm going to say UI vars dot video dot duration. Duration is also a property of the video. Duration is going to give you the length of the full video, and current time is just the current time of the video. So I'm going to save this. So let's try this out. So I'm just going to come to my browser, and I'm going to upload the videos, and let's just wait for it to load, and I'm going to play it. It's not working. So let's open our console to see if we have any error. We don't have any error. So I'm going to check set duration if everything is correct. Set duration. This should be lowercase, so time update. So let's try that again. So I'm going to upload video, and I'm going to play it. So you see it's working, but the duration bar is not moving. We are getting the duration count. So I'm just going to pause this, and I don't know why the duration bar is not moving. So I'm going to come back, and I'm going to check. I'm going to check if everything is correct. So UI vars dot duration bar dot container dot client width multiplied by UI vars video dot current time divided by UI vars dot, oh, I'm supposed to add pixel here. So let's try it out again, and I'm going to upload the folder and play. So you see it's working. So let's move on. the next thing we are going to do, we are going to add the next and previous functions. So let's do that. So I'm going to come to my events, and I'm going to say next video, and I'm going to say UI var dot um, next btn dot add event listener, and we want to listen for a click. And when that event fires up, we want to call the function called next video. And I'm going to do the same for, I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to change the next to priv. So we're going to do the same for these two. And I'm going to come below the set duration function, and I'm going to create the function. So I'm going to start with next video. So I'm going to say function next video, and what do we want to do? We are going to check if video index is lower than the length of videos. So, and the videos length we're talking about is this video array we have here. That's one reason to why I'm pushing the path and the name inside. So we're going to do that, and we're also going to be using it to track the particular video we click later. So I'm going to use an if statement and say if video index is less than videos dot length -1. I want to -1 from it because array is zero based, and videos dot length not equals to 0, then want to next the video. Excuse me. So I'm going to say UI vars dot video dot set attributes. I'm going to set the attributes, and I'm going to say source, and I'm going to set it with videos. We're going to do what we did to load the video the first time, videos, and I'm going to pass in video index, and I'm going to append one to it. So each time we click, we're appending one to it, and I'm going to set this to dot path. We want the path. Remember, the path is the directory of the video in your computer. So that's what we want. And after doing that, we want to play. So I'm going to say UI vars dot video dot play and want to change the play icon. So I'm just going to copy this line of code we have here. I want to replace the play icon to pause. So I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it here. Then else, we are going to do else. Else, what do you want to happen? So else, we are going to set video index to 0. So meaning if we click next and video index is now equals to the length of the videos -1, and video's length is not equals to 0, we are going to set video index back to 0. So it's going to start from the beginning. So I'm going to say video index, and I'm going to set it to 0, and I'm going to say UI vars dot set. We are just going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to copy this. We are going to reset it to video index, and this time I'm not going to add. We are going to remove this one. I'm just going to leave it like that, and we are going to play it, and we are going to change FA play to FA pause. So I'm just going to copy this. So let's do for previous. previous is just going to be the same, but let's just create it from scratch so you don't get confused. So, but I'm just going to put a comment here in next video, and I'm going to add another comment here, brief video. So we're going to say function brief video, and we're going to do an if statement, and we're going to say if video index is greater than zero, and um, videos and videos dot length is not equal to zero, then we want to move backward. So I'm just going to copy what we did here, this line of code here, and instead of adding one, we are going to take away one. Yeah, and we also want to play it, and we also want to, so I'm just going to copy these two. I'm going to play it and change the icon also to save. Else, what do we want to do? So else, we are going to set video index to videos dot length minus one, which means we are setting it to the end. So if we move backward and we move to the last video and the users click the previous button again, we're going to start from the end. Yeah, so, and we also want to play the video, so I'm just going to copy this, and we also want to set it first, so we're going to set it and we're going to play it, but this time we don't want to take away one, so we're just going to leave it like that. Yeah, so I think that will do. So let's try it out. I'm going to load some files. I know it has been a lot of loading of files, but I hope it's worth it. So let's wait for it to load, and I'm going to play. So if I click next, it moves over to the next video, which is Ekanto. And if I click, it's going to next. If I click, start from the beginning again. And the last video here is Human King. So when we get to Human King, if I click, it's going to start from the beginning again. And if I go back, it's going to start from the end. So yeah, everything is working. I'm just going to pause this and let's go. So the next thing we want to do, we want to be able to pause to stop the video. So we're going to come to where we have our event listener. Stop video, and I'm going to say UI vars dot stop btn. We want the stop btn, and I'm going to say dot add event listener, and we're going to listen for a click. And when that click event fires off, we're going to call a function called stop video. So I'm going to come after the pre video function, and I'm going to say stop video function. I'm just trying to comment this so I can make reference to this later. Function TION, and I'm going to say function stop video. Excuse me. And I'm going to create the function. Now, what do we want to do when we click the stop button? There's no method for stopping video provided by JavaScript. So what we can do, we can simply pause the video first. After pausing it, we are going to set the video current time to 0, and we're going to change the um, pause icon to play. So let's do that. Very easy. So I'm going to say UI vars dot video dot pause. Yeah, we're going to call the pause function. And next, what do we want to do? We're going to say UI vars dot video, and we want to set the current time to 0, and we are going to select the play icon, and we are going to um, replace. So we are going to use class list dot replace. We are going to replace fa pause to fa play. Let's save and let's give that a try. So we are going to come over here and load some videos again. I'm going to upload. Let's wait for it to load, and I'm going to click play. And if I click stop, you see it paused the video first, then set the current time to 0, and um, it replaced the pause icon, the place icon. So the next thing we are going to do, we are going to change the video. We want to be able to click on a particular video and want that video to load in this container here and start playing. So let's do that. I'm sorry. So I'm going to come to my Visual Studio Code, and I'm going to come to my events. Then I'm going to add change video events. I'm going to say change video event, and I'm going to say UI vars dot add event listener, and we are going to listen for a click. UI vars, we want to select something from the UI variables. So what we want to select, we are going to select the duration bar no, what do we want to do again? We want to be able to click and the video should play. So we are going to select this all video containers here. The reason why we cannot select this video container directly is because we are loading it into the DOM, so we cannot select it. So we are going to use event delegation to get it. So I'm going to say all videos container, and we are going to listen for a click, and when that click event fires off, we're going to call a function called change video. You can call all this function whatever you want. I know sometimes the name I give to my functions sounds weird, but I just feel the name is descriptive enough for you to figure out what this function is doing. I'm going to come below the stop video function, and I'm going to say change video. I'm also going to change video. Let's just leave it like this, and I'm going to say function change video. Now what do we want to do? So I'm going to use an if statement here, and we're going to pass in our event object here. So I'm going to say if e dot target. I'm going to use the target attribute, and I'm going to check for a class name of video. This should be a string. Remember when we are creating the element here, we added the class of video, so this is the class we're checking for. So we're checking for a class of video. If there's a class of video, then what do we want to do? There's a class of video. Let me look at that again. There's a class of video. What do we want to do? So if there's a class of video, we are going to We are going to loop through. I'm going to say videos dot for each um for each videos. Then I want the index. So first I want to be able to set the um the index, this video index. I want to be able to set it to the current index of the video that is clicked. So I'm going to do that by using this videos container because it contains all the videos we have in the DOM. So I'm going to say for each videos dot for each. We are going to loop through it again, and I'm going to say video for each video, and I'm going to pass in the index so I can get the index. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say for each supposed to be a callback. So this should be a callback. Yeah. So I'm going to say if I'm going to do that if statement if e dot target dot next element sibling dot text content if it's equal to video dot name, then what do we want to do? Then we want to take video index, and we are going to set it to index. So let me explain what I actually did here. So this next element sibling here, we are referring to uh, the p tag here. So we're checking this p tag if the name of the video is equals to if the text content is equal to the name of the video, name of that particular video, then we want to set the video index to index. So yeah. So after doing that, I'm going to come after the for each and I'm going to say const and I'm going to say attribute. So we want to set the video. We are going to say e dot target dot get attribute attribute. Want to say get attribute and we want the source attribute. Then what are we going to do next? So we are going to say UI vars dot video, and we are going to set the attribute with we are going to set the source attribute to the video that is clicked. I hope you understand. So this when we click a video here, we are going to set the source attributes of that video to the source attributes of this video we have here. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm getting the attributes of the clicked videos first, and I'm using the video, the main video, and I'm setting the source attributes to this attribute here. So next, what do we want to do? We want to play. I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to copy this and yeah. You can even decide to put this in a function because we have been repeating ourselves this line of code. So you can decide to put it in the function, the play and the pause uh, function and the replace. So you can try to put it in a function, but I'm just going to leave it like that. So let's try this out. So I'm going to come over here, load some videos, upload, and let's just wait for it to load. Yeah. So to try if everything is working, I'm going to click on the last video here. When I click, nothing happens. Let's check. So if e dot target dot class name equals to video, it equals to video. Hope we're doing everything right. Get attributes. set attribute. um, let's check the class name is correct. Let's check if the class name is correct. So we have a class name of video, correct. And so I'm just going to log something here to see if this function is actually running. uh, hmm, I'm just going to say CLG. Let's just say CLG, and I'm going to say yes. So let's load some videos again, and I'm going to click. So the function is not working. So I'm going to come to my event and check if there's any problem. While listening for a click, all videos, all videos, all videos continue. Change video. Oh, so the reason why this is not working is because this div here, where for it to work, we are going to set the class name. So I'm going to say um this div here. I'm going to we're saying const div, and we have video. This is supposed to work. Um, so I'm actually going to add this class of video to. I'm going to copy it, and I'm also going to paste it here. So it's going to work now because at first we are clicking at the div. So we want to click at the video. So let's try it again. I want to click on the video. So let's upload. And I think that changed our styling. But let's try it. So you see it's working, but our styling just changed. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause this. I'll go to my Visual Studio Code, and I'm not going to use another class of change here. So let's just use change because this class of video is affecting the styling from the CSS. So I'm going to use change, and I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to change this to change and save. So let's upload some files again. So I'm going to click on the last one. So to try if our next and previous function is actually working, I'm going to click next, and it's going to start from the beginning. So if I click Moana and click next, it's going to go back to human king. It's going to move forward to human king. I'm going to pause it. And the reason is because we are setting the index to the current index of the video clicked, to the current video clicked. So I'm just going to get rid of this console.log we have here. So the next thing we want to do, we want to be able to change the duration. So I'm going to come to my event listing now. I'm going to come to my event listing now. I know this video, that's why I don't want to type out the HTML, because if I do, it's going to be very long. That's why I left the HTML and CSS. So duration bar event, and want to take the UI vars. Want to take the UI vars dot, and want the duration bar container, and want to listing for a click. want to listen for a click, and when that click event fires off, we are going to call a function called change. Let's just say change duration and save. So that event does not exist. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to create it. I'm going to say change duration, and this is going to be very easy. So I'm just going to create the function change duration. So what this function is going to do, we'll be able to click the duration bar, and we'll be able to take it forward and backward by clicking on the duration bar. So I'm just going to I'm going to say UI vars, and I'm going to say select the video dot current time. I'm going to say video dot current time, and I'm going to set it to be equal to, I'm going to put a bracket, and we're going to do a little bit of math here. So I'm going to say e dot offset. So I want offset x, and I'm going to divide it by this. This is pertaining to um, the the object, the HTML element we are clicking on. I'm going to say diff dot client width, and I'm going to multiply this by UI vars dot the video. We're going to take the video and the duration, and I'm going to save this. Let's try this out. So I'm going to upload. Just going to close the console. Let's wait for it to load, and I'm going to play it. So if I click, not working, not working. So I'm just going to open my console to see if there's any error. There's uncaught type error, failed to set current time property at script.js. So let's check script.js line 167. So UI vars video dot current time, and we're setting um, e dot offset taking the client width, this dot client width, we're dividing it by the duration. Everything seems to be correct. So why is this not working? CLIENT, make sure my spellings are correct. This should work. E dot offset. So this is supposed to be lowercase s. So let's try this one more time. And I'm going to select some files. I'm going to upload some files, and I'm going to play. I'm just going to play it. So if I click, you see it's working. Wow, working. Can even pause and click, so you see time is changing. So yeah, the next thing we need to do, we need to be able to show the volume, and want to be able to set the volume too. So we are going to come over here and create events for that, and I'm just going to create all the events. So I'm going to say we're going to do show volume first. We're going to do the show volume. I'm going to say show volume event, and we are going to say UI vars dot um, volume icon, want the volume icon. Then we're going to add an event listener. But this time we're going to listen for a mouse over event. So we're going to listen for a mouse over event, mouse over. So when that event fires off, we're going to call a function called show volume, show volume, usually show volume. And I'm also going to copy this. I'm just going to copy this one more time. So we don't have to come back to the event because this is the last thing we are going to do. Then our video player is ready. So this will be hide volume event. So it's going to be mouse leave, mouse leave. But this time I want to add this event to the volume range event. So I'm going to call this hide volume. Then I want to be able to set the volume too. So I'm um, uh, going to select the UI variable. So I'm going to say UI vars, and I'm going to take the volume range. I'm going to take the volume range again, and I'm going to add under event listener. So volume range. Yeah, we already have it here. Let's just copy this. Copy this and paste it. So this time I'm going to listen for a click event, and I'm going to call this function set volume. So I'm just going to say set volume and save. So we're going to create all this function. So I'm going to come down after the change duration. So we're going to start by doing the show volume. Show volume. So I'm just going to say show volume, and I'm going to call a function show volume. I'm going to create the function, and it's going to be very easy. So we're just going to say UI vars dot volume range dot style dot display, and want to set it to um, inline block. So the reason why we're setting this to inline block is because in my CSS, setting the display to none. So anytime I hover on the volume icon, it's going to the range icon is going to display. So I'm going to do hide. So the hide is going to be similar. I'm going to say hide volume, and we're just going to set the display to none. So I'm just going to change this to hide volume, and I'm going to set the display to none. Save. Then lastly, I'm going to set the volume. So I'm going to say set volume, and we're going to do a little bit of math. I'm going to say function set volume, and I'm going to use an if statement. I'm going to say if uh uh don't use an if statement. No, I'm not going to use an if statement. I'm going to pass in event objects here. Then I'm going to say UI vars dot volume dot uh, volume volume dot width dot we want the style first, so style dot width, and these are among the variables we selected from the DOM. So the element we selected from the DOM. So I'm going to set the uh, offset, I'm going to say e dot target, e dot offset, not target, offset, offset x. And so what I'm actually doing is that I'm taking down this volume. Do we even have this? I'm just going to check to make sure we have this um, UI val. We don't have volume here. So we are going to we are going to add it. So I'm just going to say volume. I'm just going to bring it in for my HTML. So get element and add an ID of volume, and I'm going to add comma, save. So let me explain what I did. So what I'm actually doing, this um set volume, let's check. So this set volume event is, where is it? Set volume event is on the volume range, the volume range. So if I check my HTML, let me come over to where we have volume. So we have volume range, then we have volume inside. So we have this volume inside. So what I'm basically doing is that I'm setting this volume to the offset of this volume range container. So that's what I'm actually doing. Let's get back to it. And next thing we are going to do, I'm going to take the UI var dot video. We have a property for the volume dot volume, and I'm going to set it to uh, e dot offset. I'm going to divide it by 100 and save. So let's go and try that out. So come here and load my videos again. We have an error, says cannot add event listing out. Let's check where that error is coming from. Volume range dot add event listing out. Mouse leave. So let's check where that error is coming from. Coming from here where we have our events. Have UI volume range dot add event listing now, and we are listening for a mouse leave event list. Is my event list now correct? Event list now correct. Um, just a second. So we have mouse leave volume range dot add event listing now, and we are listening for mouse leave event hide volume. So let's check here to see where the error is coming from. Hide volume. Hide volume. Set volume. Volume range. Um, volume icon. Volume. Oh, we don't have the volume range. We don't have the volume range button included in our UI variables. So I'm going to select it. Volume range. Get elements and going to add volume range. Save and let's try that out now. So we no longer have this error. So let's select upload. Let's just wait for it to load. And you see when I hover, if I leave, it's going to go off. So I'm going to play this. So let's try to increase the volume. So you see it's working if I reduce it. So one more thing we want to do. If I take this video to the end, so you see when the video gets to the end, we want to reset it. So we want to set the play button back to pause. We want to set the current time back to 0 and we want to change the duration count back to 0. So what I'm going to do is that we're going to create a function for that. So let's go into let's go into our script.js and just after this event here, I'm going to say check for video and I'm going to say function. I'm going to call this check video and I'm going to say if I'm going to do an if statement. I'm going to say if UI vars dot video dot current time if it equals to the duration, so UI vars dot video dot duration, then what do we want to do? Then we want to set I'm just going to copy this UI vars dot current time and we want to set it to 0 and we also want to just going to look for somewhere and grab this. Want to change FA pause. So I'm going to copy this. Want to change FA pause to FA play to change the icon. And I'm going to come over to where we have the this time update event, and I'm going to call that function here. So no time update event. Here we are loading the file. Let me just look again. Yeah, I'm going to come to the time update event. Is the set duration event is the time update event. So after yeah, I'm just going to call um check video end. So let's save that and let's try it. So I'm going to load some video. I'm just going to play it and I'll take it to the end. So you see when it gets to the end, everything resets back. So let's test it. Everything is working. Can take it backward and forward. Can stop it. Can play. Can next the video. Can take it backward, and everything is just working, guys. So I know this video is a little bit long, but I hope you enjoy it. And if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, do well to share with your friends. And thanks, guys. Thanks for all your support. I love you, and I'm going to see you next time in another video.